Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Morning Masters Podcast, your host, Maine, of course. Hey, man, another Thinking Out Loud. This is a special edition. Before I get started, though, I want to say, listen, man, you see the sweatshirt I got on? Lovely sweatshirt, man. Go to Design Lux LLC on Facebook. Go like the Facebook page. They made this sweatshirt. It's dope. The fabric is amazing. It feels amazing. I feel bigger. You know I ain't got muscles, but I feel like I got some under the sweatshirt. If you're in the holiday spirit, they got some Christmas sweatshirts they doing, hoodies and things of that nature. So make sure you go over there. I will have the Etsy link on the underneath this video. So you want to go shop it, you can go shop it. If you want to get a Morning the Master sweater, you want to get your own custom made sweater or sweatshirt, hoodie, whatever you want to do, definitely shop Design Lux and go like the page on Facebook ASAP. Without further ado, though, I want to get into something real quick. First of all, I want to make this is dedicated to my daughter. I didn't know what I want to do this Thinking Out Loud. Like I said, I had the sweatshirt. It was amazing. I got inspired. Anytime I get clothes or some kind of clothing or anything new that I can support, I get inspired to do a Thinking Out Loud. And I use that moment to actually, support that brand or support that entity, whatever it is, whether it's a hat, sweatshirt, I don't care if somebody gave me a bracelet, whatever. I'm going to wear it and I'm going to flaunt it while I express myself. And when I got this, I was thinking, okay, what can I do? What can I do for my Thinking Out Loud? I didn't have nothing. And I got inspired because, well, when this drops, of course, my daughter's birthday, you know what I'm saying? And she's going to be 10 years old now. 10 years old. And I don't know. It's like, I remember when I turned 10, my pops, I don't want to talk bad about my pops. I love my pops to death, but my pops, I remember calling him and saying, yo, it's my birthday, whatever. And I think he thought my birthday was the day after or the day before or something like that. I don't know. He got it mixed up, whatever, which is cool. I know. Now that I'm a parent, I understand how things like that can happen. But I try my best not to let it happen for me, whatever, right? But I remember him making a big deal like, yo, you're going to be in double digits now. You're going to be in double digits. And I never thought about it like that until he said it. And with my daughter, like being 10 now, and even the last 2 years, anybody notice, I don't post her as much as I post my youngest one. And one of the reasons being is because, and I'm talking to Brooke in this episode too, by the way. But one of the reasons being is because she started to develop so young that it was shocking to me. Like it's like one day I posted her and she was a kid, and then the next day I posted her and she was like, she looked grown, like to me. And I was like, oh, I gotta hide you. You know what I'm saying? I gotta hide you somewhere. I can't have people out here looking at you. So, and then she's a beautiful girl. Both of my kids are beautiful. I was blessed enough to have, beautiful children, and I mean real beautiful, not like beautiful like, they beautiful to me because they're mine or my creation. I mean like beautiful. Like I can look at them and I see the beauty in them, and I know people can too. So I definitely tried to tie her away a little bit, but then I can't because I feel bad. I always feel like I gotta have balance, and this goes into something she taught me. So my Thinking Out Loud here is first I want to say, first off, happy birthday to you, Brooke. Happy birthday. It's like yesterday when you was born, I just remember it. Not when you was born, when I found out I was having you, I remember the day like it was nothing. And I'm going to go ahead and say it on camera because I never said it on camera before, right? So everything go full circle. And everybody know I help take care of my grandma, my mom and stuff now. And my grandma's not all the way there no more, you know what I'm saying? She's going through dementia. But in 2011, I remember going to my grandma's house. I always checked on my grandmother. So this story checked out with me in my life 100%. Nobody can take that away from me. I always checked on my grandmother, like all the time. And so I owned a restaurant at the time, helped own a restaurant called Gary's Hamburgers. So when I would leave, I would bring her some food. I'd bring her a hamburger, some chicken strips, something just so she had to cook that day. And I remember we was in there, and she just looks at me, she says, "You having a baby? She pregnant?" I'm like, "No, what you talking about? Why you bringing it up? Chill." And so I remember going home, and obviously, Brookes' mom, Brooke, your mom, we were together at the time. So I remember coming home, and I'm like, yo, my grandma asked me if you pregnant today. I'm just like, why she asking me, whatever. And at the time, it didn't dawn on me, but I remember your mom not really laughing at the joke. I thought the joke was funny because I thought it was a joke. You know what I'm saying? I remember your mom not laughing a lot, and I was like, okay, whatever. We went to the movies that day and stuff. I remember we were sitting in the living room watching TV. We were watching some movie, eating pizza or whatever, and I remember she just left, never came back, and then she texted me and said, "I'm pregnant." So and that's just a story. I mean, it's no punchlines like "Phew, I'm pregnant, whatever. But yeah, I loved you from the moment I knew I was having you. I never was upset about it, and I always say it's a tale of two. My two kids are the tale of two different people or two different feelings. Because from one, I felt totally different, and one I felt a whole nother way. Like I was so in tune with everything with Brooke. I went to all the appointments. I knew the appointments ahead of time. I was just, I don't know, I was in a different space. I was excited, you know what I'm saying? Even though I felt like, technically speaking, I might have not been ready, but I was just ready to see her, to meet her, see how she was gonna look. Like I was just, it's your first, like you just antsy. Like all the questions that I had, I wanted to be answered every day. I wanted you to come, be healthy though, but come early if you could. I wanted to see you. So, shout out to you for that. Happy birthday to you, man. I love you to death. So, without further ado, I want to get into something. So you're turning 10 years old. So I wanted to talk about 10 things that you've taught me through, whether it's parenting you, whether it's through just talking to you, seeing you, being around you, or I feel like you had me raising you had a hand in doing this thing. So, the very first thing I want to talk about is just balance in life. So when you was born, of course, I always say this, man, you could say that you help raise your siblings or your life all you want. And it's no shot to nobody. Raising your siblings is not the same thing as raising your kid. And I used to think the same thing. My mom would say that, Don, look at you as a dad. And I liked that at the time because I'm young, like, word, I'm doing this, I'm doing right, I'm responsible, I'm mature. But really, no, I'm not his dad, because at any given moment I could say, go ask your moms. Or I could say, I ain't doing that if I wanted to. And so, but I do think that prepared me for dealing with having a kid and parenting. But when I finally had you, I had to learn how to balance everything else I was doing, because I still was a kid. I was 21. Well, you think you're grown, but you don't know it all. So I'm still maturing. I'm still reflecting on life. I'm still trying to fix maybe mistakes that I made when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, because you want to grow and you want to evolve. But meanwhile, I got a whole life that I'm in control of. Like this is all on me. Me and your mom, but essentially on me. I put all of it on me. So it taught me balance, because I had to balance out being a brother to Dawn, being a brother to Ty, being a son, just being everything that I was, but offsetting it because of all of them things that I was for a long period of time, whether it's 10, 20 years, 15 years, 16 years, I've been this, being a father had to come first. It had to trump everything. And that was life. That was new to me. That life as I knew it was over. So you taught me that, like, to balance life. And that's why even now, like, I can balance my day. I can do, people say, how you get so much done? It's like, I really should start saying, like, Brooke. Because without her, I would never know how to balance life. Like, what's important? What can wait? What can hold off? What can't hold off? Like, you learn that through parenting sometimes. It's just life in general, but my life involved me being a younger parent. And, I definitely commend you. And I give all that credit to you. So thank you for that. The second thing, love, protection. I wasn't sure if I wanted to count this as two, but I'm counting it as one. Love and protection. When I say that, I mean, like, I love my mother. I love my brother. Everybody know I love Don. Like, everybody know that. I love Ty. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know I love Ty. Love and protection, just in a different sense. I love my siblings to death, my mother to death. My mother's love is a little different, She always told me if something happened, take your siblings and go. But that's a different love, because she told me to do that, right? With my daughter, though, love and protection, like, my protection is different. I feel like people think, and this is like from a Lauryn Hill song too, people think that being able to die for somebody is a form of love and protection, and it is. It's one form, but it's very harder to live for somebody. Like, that's harder to do. And I think my daughter definitely told me that, because a lot of things that, whether it's get money quick schemes that you can do, you can pull off, you can't do those no more. You can't do certain things no more, because you got to live for somebody. So, and if I love her, if I want to protect her, the best way I can protect my daughter is to be here for her. Is to be here, to be present, be in her life, show her things, teach her things. Like, that's what I mean by love and protection. Not so much carrying a gun or, fighting somebody off, or if we in danger, risking my life to save hers, but more so to not make sure she's never in danger. Make sure I'm there so that she can read the danger and go the opposite way. Like, to actually teach her, train her, be a parent. That's what She's taught me. Like I think that that's important. A lot of time when I started getting into media, a lot of times in media, what I noticed or what I saw was that people was dying before their kids was born, and that threw me off. And that's why I started getting into media in the first place, because I was like, in the event, like from the first moment I knew I was having a kid, I started doing videos and stuff, like me being on camera, just like this, which is why this all go full circle, right? It's crazy. But I always said, any event that something happens to me before she gets here, I want her to know how I am. I want to have some morals and principles set in place so she could say, well, my daddy always said this, even if she don't ever meet me. She could say, daddy said that, so I'm going to go off that. Before she was born, I had this thought and mindset. So that love and protection came before I even saw who she was, before I met her, any sonogram, just knowing that I was having a kid on the way. I didn't know I was a daughter, son, nothing. Just knowing that I did that. And a lot of times I'm happy with the decisions I made and choices I chose not to do, mainly because, when I see her and we talk about things and she said, well, Dad, let me tell me this, like, that let me know that love and protection I'm talking about is there because it's instilled in her. She's saying this because you said that. She's doing this because you did that. But I wouldn't be able to do that if I wasn't present in her life, like there in that moment. So thank you for that as well, Brooke. I'm gonna say thank you every time. I'm sorry. The third thing, I'm trying to go in order too. I got 10 things written down. I'm trying to go on. Third thing, selflessness. Oh my God, selflessness. I've never been a selfish person. Honestly, I probably had more times being selfish after you were born, but still, when I say you taught me selflessness, it's just like sometimes you think about yourself a lot. I think about, okay, what can I do to do this? Or like, how can I get this? How can I get this? But from the moment you were born, it all became was, how can I get this for my daughter? How can I get this for her? What can I put aside for her? Like, how much do I need to put aside for her? When I get checks now, it's not about paying my bills and how much I can keep. It's about paying my bills and, okay, what does she need? What does she need? Like, how am I going to get this for her? What kind of, whether it's a toy, whether it's essential things, so soap, water, whatever, food. It just becomes one of them things. And then, like I said, not living for yourself. I don't want to live for myself. I lived for my kids, but my kid at the time, So yeah, you told me that like selflessness was a big thing, and I think that you can not be selfish and still learn selflessness. And don't get me wrong, Brooke, as I'm talking to you and the people watching or whatever, I'm well aware that a lot of stuff I'm saying, you're not gonna catch right now. You're not gonna understand right now, but I also like to plan ahead. So like in the future, if anything ever happened to me, or if it's a time where I just can't talk or I can't say certain things to you, I hope things like this like find this way to you so that you can reflect on it and be like, okay, my dad did say that. I might didn't say it too directly, like in person in real time, but I know everything I'm saying here at some point you're gonna have to understand what it means, whether you want to or whether you just do it on your own. But yeah, I'm sorry. The next one, for patience. Oh God, I've never in my life been an impatient person. So when I'm saying patience, I'm not saying that you taught me patience, but you taught me when to be patient and when it's okay to not be patient. So I always bring up this story of me owning the restaurant because I felt like a lot of issues that I had with what was going on with that restaurant, a lot of problems that I had that could have been solved, a lot of things I probably could have fixed to live a better life, I didn't do because I was so laid back. I was so patient. I was so like, whatever happens, happens, or I'll wait to talk about this. Like, I got tomorrow. When really I didn't have tomorrow. Tomorrow came and everything was gone. By the time I had you, I didn't have nothing. So you taught me like, the fact that I have a daughter now, it's gonna be times where patience ain't gonna work for me. Whether it's I got paid and I need my check, I need my money on Saturday or Friday, and they saying, well, we'll get to you next week. It's okay to not be patient at that point because I got somebody I got to take care of. I got a mouth I have to feed. I have somebody who needs me or that's depending on things to get done on my end. So you taught me like it's okay to not be patient. But all my life, my mom's like she's impatient. You know what I'm saying? And I always felt like I have to be the opposite of that because sometimes I see her get rowdy when things didn't go where she needed to go for certain times. But now that I'm older. And even me now, like even you teaching me that, you just told me just now. So now it's 11 things. But now that I'm older, I realized that my mom wasn't impatient. It's just that things had to be done. It was things relying on her to get X, Y, Z done. And she couldn't have patience for that particular time or that particular thing or that particular moment. And that's okay. So you definitely taught me that. Like patience, you gotta pick and choose when to be patient. It's okay to be patient. It's okay. Nothing wrong with having patience. Patience is a virtue. But it's also times where you need to put your foot on the gas. And you taught me that. Time. Speaking of patience, right? Time. One thing I say is like when I found out we was having Bailey, I realized how much time I spent with you, and I realized how much I couldn't run away from a lot of the problems that I wanted to run away from, because I would go to Atlanta every other weekend, right? I go to Atlanta every weekend. I mean, you'll come with me, so because we just spend time together. Like we'll play Wizard of Oz, the soundtrack, drive to Atlanta, go see your aunts, uncles, whatever. And I just remember those moments because like you was always with me, like always with me. It's to the point where like people always say, do your kids live with you? But I tell them all the time, like whether it's Brooke or Bailey, whatever, like I have my kids damn near every day. If they don't have my kids, it's because I'm either working a crazy amount of hours that day, or it's something that's stopping me from getting them, or they just want to be somewhere else, which is fine too. But 9 times out of 10, I got them. You know what I'm saying? But just teach me that you taught me like time meant a lot, because our relationship, I feel like, is very strong. Like I can go 2-3 days without talking to you, you know what I'm saying, or not seeing you, and I just miss you. Like, and I can feel it too. Even when you was younger, right? Like, I would always see you every day when you was younger. Like, I'll come to the house every day, whether me and mom was cool or not. I come there every day and speak to you and see you. But the point of the time, because what happens is I get off work, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I had a long day, but when I knock on that door, I ring the bell, my signature ring or whatever, and I hear them footsteps running down to the door, like knocking on the door, like daddy, 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 like. That let me know that that time is important. That time is important, because even though I'm tired and I'm drained, the fact that I got the wherewithal to say, I'm gonna go see my daughter still, and the fact that you're excited to see me, is like, it just melt my heart, man. You know what I'm saying? So definitely taught me the importance of time, making time for things you need to be around, making time for things you need to see, making time for people who need to be around you. So I love you for that. Memories. This is quick memories. If you look for something for me from like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, you ain't gonna find a lot of pictures of me. Like, you're not gonna find a lot of pictures and a lot of videos. And I think that you taught me that, to make memories, because I wish I had a lot of memories from people that mean what I mean to you. There's people that's not my parents that mean that to me. And I wish, especially now more than ever, especially this year, it's been a hard year for me, but like now more than ever, I wish that I made more memories. You know what I'm saying? I wish I made more memories, but what I can say is, me being younger before I had you and then having you, I try to make memories out of anything. And you know that. I put my phone out, I'm making videos. Even when you were born, I mean, your life is documented from 0 to about 4 or 5 years old. I documented 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 9 to 12 months, half year, 2 years old, this birthday party. I documented so much of that stuff. It's all on YouTube. Me and you watch it back a lot of times. Like, memories is a big thing, and I know like we watch it back and we have fun, we laugh and we watch and see the stuff you did then versus now, your voice then versus now, and that stuff melt my heart, make me sad and stuff. But at the end of the day, I know it's important to have. My family did that a lot of time. They had a camcorder. We got a bunch of tapes of like memories of kids, cookouts and holidays. And I know for a long time in my life, I didn't do those things. Even though we had the kind of technology to do it, I didn't do that. But one thing I can say you brought to my life was the importance of making memories. It's very important to make memories, because like I said, we're not always going to be here all our life. And then sometimes you might be going through something where you need to see those memories. A lot of times when I'm going through stuff, I'm depressed or I'm sad, I'll go watch videos of you. I'll go watch, videos of me, you, and your sister or whatever. Like, I'll watch them videos, because those are happy moments. Those are times where, even if I was depressed, like, it's a happy moment for y'all. A happy moment for y'all is always going to be a happy moment for me. So, or for you, rather. All right. Number 7, purpose. Yeah, so one of the things you taught or gave me was you gave my life new purpose. And I say that in the sense of, I'm trying to block my logo, I'm sorry. I say that in the sense of, before you were born, you know what I'm saying? I was a big brother, so that's what I was known as, a big brother. I was a good cousin. But you gave my life new purpose, like being a great father, or being just a father, but a great father. a father that's loved, a father that's praised, whether it's from you, whether it's from family, whether it's from strangers. It's a different feeling. It's a different feeling. Like I said, 'cause that's something that you don't have no choice to. It's a lot of people that's not good parents. It's not people that's not good parents, and for me to not be one of those people that's not a good parent and just be winging it, because like I said, nobody got the answers. Just winging it and on my own. I mean, I love it. I love it, and I think that you gave my life that new purpose. Like a lot of times, like I said, for a long time, I thought that protecting somebody, loving somebody was dying for them, but you gave my life new purpose. Like, nah, you can't die. You can't take that risk. Like, if the risk involves probably the loss of your life, it ain't worth it because you gotta be here for this person. You gotta be here for this person. You know, and then like you being so smart. Oh my God, one thing I say about between you and Bailey, like one thing I will say is, I think at this age you definitely you're more book smart than Bailey is, but Bailey definitely like smart in the sense of societal type thing, like just knowing how to read the room. She's smart in that way, but you were very, very book smart, and that it just shocked me because like, I feel like every day you got smarter and smarter. Sometimes I'm like, yo, where you learn this at? Like, am I not around? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm around, but it's like, damn, where am I at? That yesterday you didn't know this, but now you know your ABCs. It's just crazy that way, man. But the last three. I'm sorry. Reality versus imagination. So you taught me that, and the reason I say this is because like this, right? I'm gonna say this. Hopefully you can get this far, but I'm gonna say this anyway. I know I joke with you a lot, and I say, no dating until you 30, don't kiss nobody till you 50 years old. None of that stuff. And I really hope that'd be nice. That'd be nice. I ain't gonna lie. It'd be nice. But reality versus imagination is, in reality, I want you to be happy with everything you do in life. And I know that it's gonna be a point in time in your life where you're probably going to like people, and yeah, I mean, I have to cross that bridge when I come to it, but I just know that but you looking at you like you're a very pretty girl, like you're beautiful. So I just can't imagine you not going through some stuff that I know kids at a certain age gonna have to go through. So reality versus imagination, just me having to swallow that pill. I do it every day now because you are developing younger, you look beautiful. So I know that it's gonna happen at some point. I know it's inevitable. I cannot not see it. But I'm preparing myself for it. So that was a tough one. I don't want to talk about that one, honestly. We're going to pass that. 9. So the 9th one is loving me. So you taught me, like, for a long time, I used to feel like, not saying anybody had to be perfect. I know there's no such thing as somebody perfect or a perfect person, but for a long time, I always felt that I felt the need to be perfect. I always felt the need because I didn't get in trouble. I did a lot of stuff, but I never got in trouble for it. And I always felt like that made me look perfect. Like my cousins would tell you the same thing. It made him look perfect. And then when I had you and life started lifing and, I'm making this decision, I'm doing that, and I am making some selfish decisions, all that stuff like that. Like you realize, okay, well, damn, you're not perfect. And people are starting to realize you're not perfect. And I was depressed just from not being perfect anymore because I went from being a perfect person, in my mind at least, nobody's perfect, but in my mind, to mess up. It's like it was a mess, right? But what you taught me is that regardless of all your imperfections, there's still room to be loved. It's still pieces of you to be loved. And I say that to say, like, in times where I was a rut, where I just know, like, I wasn't doing right and I wasn't the best person to a lot of people, no matter what, every day, no matter what, I knock on that door, I ring that bell, I see you, it's all joy. You running to me, you smiling, you hugging me, you kissing me, you want me to stay with me, you don't want to leave me, you sleeping on me. It's like you loving me, but I'm very imperfect at this time. Like, I'm just like, I'm not a good guy to be around. I'm not a good person to be around. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the most loving person in the world. But somehow, some way, like, you love me more and more each day. And so you definitely taught me that. Like, you taught me, like, You know, it's okay to be imperfect. It's like you can still be loved and not be perfect. And I appreciate you for that. And so the last thing, number 10, you know, this is the end here. The last thing is you taught me how to lead. You know, how to lead. Don't get me wrong. I was the man in the house at 7. But like I said, it's different when you owning a body, like you own a life. Life is in your hands versus, yeah, I was man in the house, but my mom held it down. Like I was man in the house, but she was working. She brought the money. You know what I'm saying? I just had that title, the man in the house. It was just a title. They put that title on you, boom. You're the next in charge. Your dad's not there no more because you man in the house. Or I'm an older brother. So I was more of a role model. So I made choices that he could see. I made choices that he could see to where he could make the better choices because I know he was seeing those choices, but I still made a lot of choices that he didn't see that weren't right. So I wasn't really leading still because a real leader is going to make them choices whether you're looking or not. So when I think about you, choices I made as far as leading, as far as like being a man, becoming a man, doing the right thing and just, you know, taking care of my responsibilities as a father, I made those choices whether you was there or not, whether you was looking or not, whether you was in the room or not, whether you're around or not, the choice is gonna be the same. You don't have to be there physically for me to say, oh, okay, make sure she eats. No, I need to plan that before I even see you. I'm planning what you're gonna eat the next day before you even know about you hungry that down. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and then like I said, I got girls, so having to learn how to lead, like having to mess up and say, okay, well, cool, let's run this back because I gotta make sure they don't encounter this. Or I gotta make sure like I'm teaching you the right thing. So people say, you know, oh, you got patience, you're a good teacher, this, that, and third. I got daughters. Like I have to teach them. I don't have a choice but to have that kind of patience. I don't have a choice but to, you know, step back and say, hey, look, make sure, you know, I might pull over in the car sometime and say, y'all, if this happens, this is what you do. Like it's a lot of times, in Brooke, you know, like I'll sit you down and be like, hey, XYZ, this is why we have to do this, or this is why this is done. And you'll laugh and you'll smile because you don't want to hear, but in real reality, it's like, that's how I lead. You have to lead. I have to have grace with you. I have to be patient with you. If you notice, I don't scream at you. I barely yell at you. Never hit you. I let you learn on your own. You know what I'm saying? It's been times we've had situations where I've had to, you know, teach you and maybe talk in more of a firm way to where you might didn't like it and you might have teared up and stuff like that. And I always tell you, I hug you and stuff. I'll kiss you. I'm very affectionate with you. And I tell you, look, I ain't mad at you. But I got to make sure I tell you this because if this don't happen, if I don't say this and this happen, it's on me. So this part has to happen because if this part don't happen, all the parts that can happen, I can't stomach. I can stomach you crying because I understand that, you know, you're emotional right now from what I'm telling you. But I can't stomach what can happen if I don't do this step here. This step has to be done. And so you taught me how to lead. Like for a long time in my life, I was more laid back. So like I wouldn't even lead sometimes. Like somebody doing something or whatever, I know I could tell them, yo, don't do that. I didn't feel confident in leading all the time. I was that person that I played it back. Even times where I should have been a leader, I wouldn't lead just because I didn't feel confident leading. But having you around, even now, like to this day, having you around, I feel so confident leading you. I want to say one thing before we get out of here. I remember I got a new position at my job, and I would pick you up from school, and sometime before I left, I had to give notes to the people that I'm working with. So, you know, I get them notes, whatever, and I'm sorry for the light. I don't know if it's gonna mess anything up, but I get the notes or whatever, and I'd be like, I tell you, like, yo, I'm the manager. He's like, oh, so they listen to you, they listen to you, and everything. Like, damn, you're right. Like, that's crazy. Like, I never looked at it that way until you said it that one time, and I was like, damn, that's wild. Like, they really do listen to me. Like, I'm kind of over all these people out here. Like, my direction is what's making this run here. You know? So, like, you've always given me confidence. So, I want to end it there. You know, I just want to tell you, you know, happy 10th birthday. I love you to death. But I'm going to live for you more before I die for you, hopefully. And, yeah, man, you taught me a lot. More than 10 things, of course. I'm pretty sure I can think of 30 things you taught me. But, you know, I hope you have a happy birthday. Hope you get everything you wanted because you deserve it. And, yeah, man, you changed my life. I love you for it. And I'll never, ever, ever stop loving you.